Hey guys, Brady here, and I just saw XXX, The Return of Xander Cage. Um, I haven't seen the first movie, although I really want to. It's directed by Brian Cohen, who, as you know, has directed some real shit fest lately. The Mummy 3 and The Boy Next Door is the only ones that come to mind right now, and Alex Cross. But this is directed by DJ Caruso, who he directed. I forgot what movie he directed recently, but anyway. So if you guys don't know this already, and I've also seen State of the Union on Netflix. I didn't see the entire movie. I saw like up until the hour and 15 mark. I couldn't get through it, but I want to watch it again. But it's $40 on Amazon. I was hoping they'll do a tie-in and re-releasing it like they're doing for the original XXX, but they're not. Even though Ice Cube is fucking in this movie. Anyway, so those of you guys that stuck around with my channel for many years, you know that I'm a sucker for big bloated action movies like Bad Boys. Well, the sequel at least. I didn't really like the first one. The Island, Black Dog, Olympus Has Fallen, Blue Thunder, Man on Fire, Hardcore Henry. Oh, Blue Thunder is a forgotten gem. Stars Roy Scheider. It's worth seeing. Night and Day, The Rock, White House Down, the Transporter movies, Brick Mansions, Furious 7, Fast 5, Battle Los Angeles, Jason Bourne, Terminator Genesis, and Hard Target. All cheesy as hell action movies. Just mindless, turn your brain off action movies. And I enjoy every minute of them. They're really fun to watch. Triple X though is very formulaic at times. You've seen this premise before in an action movie. You've seen it done better. I was really excited for this movie, and the movie is not a bad movie. It's not a bad looking movie. It just wasn't. It's just not as original, which is. It's just not as original, which is not a bad thing for me because I don't mind a formulaic action movie because I love action movies. Action movies is like my favorite genre of all time. But it doesn't help the fact that I've seen this movie done better in other films. So pretty much Xander Cage is back after many years of not being part of the thing. I guess he faked his own death or something. And now the government is after these elite not spies, but these, I guess they're spies, and they hack into the satellites, and they pretty much just had the satellites just crash into the earth and kill people. So, oh, by the way, Samuel L. Jackson is only in the first 5 minutes of this movie, and then he appears at the end for another 2-minute cameo, not even 2 minutes. But yeah, the whole kick some ass and try to look dope while you're doing it. That's the last line of the movie. Yeah. So yeah, Samuel L. Jackson is in this movie. He's not in it much, but he's in it. Ice Cube is in it. And when I saw Ice Cube at the end of the movie, and I see Vin Diesel talking to her, I was like, yes, there has to be a XXX 4. That'll be great to see them be with each other in the fourth movie if they ever do a XXX 4. I would love to see Ice Cube and Vin Diesel team up together and take down baddies. Probably not gonna happen, but I would. They made it look like they were promising that, so I hope that does happen. Anyway, this movie is not a bad movie. Just like I said, you've just seen it all before. So yeah, the satellites they crash, they kill people. They're after this black Pandora's box, they call it, and so yeah, the majority of this movie takes place in a plane, just random countries. Tony Collette is this person that re-recruits Xander Cage. She's like, I need your help, and he's like, I don't. Like she like gives him like all these guys. She's like, all right, this is your group, and he's like, no, I don't want these people, and he like throws them off the side of the plane, and we get a group of baddies, well, not baddies, but like, you know, Xander Cage group. So yeah, they come along, and yeah, and this movie does the same thing when introducing a new character. It worked good in Creed. Like Creed is like the first movie I noticed that big, like how they had like big text just like explain, oh, this character is like 500, is like 250 pounds. He's done this and that. And then they did it again in like Suicide Squad to introduce the characters, and they do it again in this movie, and kind of jarring at times, but it's kind of funny because not only are they introducing the character, they're like, oh, this character's favorite song is I don't know, Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard, or this person's favorite movie is Transporter or something shit like that. So they throw like that in there, and that's kind of funny. The movie does have its moments of awesomeness. Like Donnie Yen's first scene is really good. It's just him kicking ass as usual, but he does a good job in kicking people's asses. It's fun to see Donnie Yen just kick people's ass. But yeah, there's like this one shootout scene that I felt like dragged on just a tiny bit. It's at the end of the movie. It kind of takes place in like that warehouse. It kind of reminded me of the warehouse scene from the RoboCop reboot. And they're not getting hit. They're just shooting everybody, and there's a bad guy there, there's a bad guy there, there's a bad guy up there, there's a bad guy everywhere, and they're just shooting at them, and they're getting them, and the bad guys aren't getting them, which, yeah, it's an action movie. You want the good guys to make it out, but not one of them is getting shot. So it kind of takes you out of the movie a bit. And I'm not gonna bash this movie like Chris Duckman or the Schmoes did, because I actually did have a lot of fun with this movie. I know it sounds like I'm complaining about some of this stuff, but this movie is fun. It's just, you've seen this in like other movies, and you've seen it done better in other movies. Yeah, so they're just gunning all the bad guys down and shit like that. Donnie Yen starts out as the villain, and he becomes like a kind of anti-hero towards the middle. And Toni Collette becomes like the, I guess, bad guy or some shit like that. But oh yeah, spoiler alert, sorry about that. That's a spoiler. But yeah, so pretty much you can see all that shit coming from a mile away though. Like I said, you've seen this movie before. You've seen the plot devices before. You've seen the plot lines. You've seen everything like this before. So you know that, oh, she's gonna turn bad. Oh, he's gonna turn good. But yeah, and this movie has a pretty cool chase scene. It wasn't as cool as they made it in the trailer. But yeah, it does end with vehicular carnage, which is good, but not too good vehicular carnage. I was expecting a lot more, because the trailer made it look awesome than it was. But so yeah, Xander Cage's group, they're all right. They have the badass chick. They have the badass Asian dude that can just kick people's ass. They have like 3 token Asian dudes in this movie. They have Donnie Yen, they have Tony Jaa, and then they have something Wu. I forgot his first name. But yeah, it's fun to see them kick ass. Especially Donnie Yen. But anyway, I'm gonna give XXX, The Return of Xander Cage, 2.5 out of 5 stars. Not a bad movie. It's a guilty pleasure movie. It's a guilty pleasure action movie. It's not as good as like, it's not as fun as I want it to be. Like I thought, like movies like, I thought Hard Target was pretty fun. I thought Battle Los Angeles was pretty fun. Night and Day was pretty fun. Hardcore Henry was pretty fun. This was fun. This was fun. and this was fun. But this movie, it was fun. Just wasn't like as entertaining or action packed as like the other movies I showed you. And this movie has a lot of action, but it's not really good. And I feel like there was a little bit too much shaky cam. Although shaky cam doesn't really bother me unless it's the movie Red Dawn and the cameraman's literally running through the fucking parking lot like this. Wait up, guys! Wait up! I'm running with you. That's the shaky cam in Red Dawn when they're in like the parking garage and they're running. Yeah, the camera's shaking during that scene. That bothered the hell out of me. Like I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, wow, that is really bad shaky cam. And that's the only time I've noticed shaky cam in a movie. Well, one of the few times. I forgot to talk about Vin Diesel in this movie. Vin Diesel was actually pretty likable in this movie. He actually shows range. He's not all stoic and serious and stuff like that like he is in like the Fast and Furious movies. I love the Fast and Furious movies are a lot better than this movie. The two that I showed at least were, he's not he's like he has like a there's scenes of him smiling and telling jokes and stuff like that, and I was surprised to see him do stuff like that in this movie because I'd never really seen Vin Diesel put enough emotion in a movie, so it was fun to see him be like all happy and go lucky. So yeah, 2.5 out of 5 stars. I still think this is better, although I gave Live by Night a higher score than this. I still think this is a little better than Live by Night. It's a lot more fun than Live by Night. But yeah, very formulaic. If you like action movies and you want a fun, mindless hour and a half, go see Xander Cage. If you're one of those people like, oh, action movies are stupid, I like the really good ones like Mission Impossible and stuff like that, you're not gonna like this movie. There's a lot of implausibilities in this movie. Like Vin Diesel jumps out of a plane and he's like soaring through the sky and he just grabs onto like this box and this box like falls and he's like, yeah. Some of the stunts in this movie does take you like he jumps off a mountain and like lands on these skis and it's like how did you not break your legs doing that? So yeah, there's stuff like that. So if you guys are bothered by stuff like that, I'm not, at least, because action movies haven't gotten old to me yet, and I hope that never happens because I love seeing shit blow up. I love seeing like a car just tumbling down the freeway. I love shootouts. I love everything an action movie can throw at you. But if you don't like shit like that, then this is not the movie for you. So, yeah.